Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well guys, once again, we have another affiliation knife for the month of December. That's right, this comes to us through our affiliation with Blue Creek Knives. Brian over there is absolutely fantastic. Now, I did actually have someone request the Civivi Banneret, which we have in front of us, for review. So I'm like, okay, let's see what we can work out. Now, I looked at Blue Creek Knives, and he didn't have any on hand. I hit Brian up and I said, "Hey, is there any way you can get one of these?" And he's like, "Absolutely." So he did. Shout out to Brian for doing that. He actually has some on the website right now. Now, as you can see, we have got kind of that dark green micarta with the black stainless finish going on. Now, he also does have a black G10 with a bead blasted finish handle and blade on the site as well. So very cool. Thank you so much, Brian, for doing that. I greatly appreciate it. Brian helping me get the knives that you guys want to see, which is very cool of him. And he's very good about doing that. Not just for me, but if he can get it for you, he probably will, if it's easy enough for him. He's just fantastic. But anyway, we are going to take a look at the Banneret from Civivi. Now, this one's an interesting one because, as you can see, it's got a whole lot of milling in those holes going on. So, now, typically, that's something I'm not too crazy about. The holes milled in the handles, just aesthetically, not for me. The micarta. The micarta is done very well. It's kind of hard to show you with that Band-Aid on the thumb, but I mean, it's got a pretty good grip on it. Now, some people like it because it aids in the grip. I don't know. It does, kind of, I guess. It's just, it really is an aesthetic thing for me, and just not a design that I am really overly drawn to. But anyway, the knife as a whole, I'm kind of digging, and you'll see why. But there again, I mean, it's Civivi, so we've got open construction going on. Very good construction. Everything is chamfered off very nicely. Our transitions there are done really well. You do have a deep carry clip with recessed screws on it. It is reversible. Lefties rejoice. There you go. We don't have a lanyard post per se, but you could put one. I mean, we could basically call that a lanyard post, I guess, because it is up there. That standoff, it's out of the cutting pass, so you could definitely throw a lanyard on that without much problem. We definitely do have that downward angled Civivi clip, which I like, and it is definitely deep carry. Definitely deep carry. Oh, let's check out our, yeah, okay, it's centered. I mean, we look, I don't know why we look, because I've never ever had an issue with a Civivi knife. But overall, like I said, you got this black finish, and it's kind of that, it's almost that distressed finish, which I like. Maybe, it does have a bit of a wash to it. Stone wash, light stone wash, stressed. I like that. I like that look. Done very well. Now, but as you can see there, it is a flipper, but it is a seriously low profile flipper. That in of itself kind of plays into what I'm going to talk about here later. So very low profile. Now, if you just give it a good push, it's going to go, drops down pretty good. Now, it is easy enough to fail. I mean, there you go. A good push, it comes out, just flip it. That's all you got to do. The detent, when it's closed, I mean, the blade's not coming out. The detent maybe could be just a little bit stronger. I think that would maybe alleviate it, but with that low profile flipper, I don't know. This is kind of the design aesthetic. It's very low profile, and it's almost kind of a combination push button light switch, if you will. But anyway, back to the blade. Now you've got this kind of black washed finish, Nitro V on the Banneret blade steel. I like that blade. I mean, you guys know I like a good drop point, and that blade looks good. Got a nice little swedge there for a little bit of flare on it. Very clean blade. No markings, which is nice. Very nice, Not that a lot of, you know, small billboarding doesn't bother me. I mean, trust me, there's some knives out there that are plenty excessive, but you got the Civivi C there on the pivot. So that blade is nice, clean, really, really good looking. And you do have some jimping up there, which is done very well. I like the way that jimping is done. It catches my thumb very, very well. As you can see, there you go. That's kind of how it fits into my hand. And then, yeah, that's not an option. Well, it's not an option for me, because even if I'm squeezing back as hard as I can on that flipper tab, and my finger is still laying on that blade edge. So choking up on this one, probably not an option. But otherwise, I've got a pretty good 4-finger grip. Let's check our stats out on it. So let's see, there we go. So overall, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 3/4, right about there. You're looking at right about, I'm going to give it about a 4 1/4 inch handle, which should give us roughly right about a 3.5 inch blade. Your cutting edge is pretty much right there, as you can see. I mean, it's almost a full 3.5. So very good. I like that. That's a lot of cutting edge. Now, for those of us, I guess I should say, that have a 3-inch blade limit, okay, we're over. But my rule of thumb is, if you're not being stupid with your knife, it's probably not gonna really cause any problems. So yes, I carry this all day long. I would carry this all day long without much issue. Grip length, what are we looking at? So I told you, I don't recommend choking up. Hey, you do what you want to do. I'm already wearing a Band-Aid, so there you go. Grip length, you're looking at right about, 3.5. 3.5, maybe just a hair more, and that's how it looks in my 3 3/4 inch hand. So I definitely can get a full 4-finger grip. Like I said, those of you with larger hands not being able to choke up, okay, yep, understand. And it's not that you're not able to choke up. You can if you want to. I just don't recommend it. Let's see. All right, here's our PM2. So, you know, PM2 is a little bit larger knife. You know, a little bit, about a 1/4 inch on the blade, and yeah, pretty close to that on the handle as well. Then you got the bug out. Fairly decent comparison. Looks like the Banneret's got it by a nose. By a nose, pretty much, yeah, just a little bit. And then on the handle, yeah, a good pushing 1/4, 3/8 in there on the handle. And then, of course, our carry. I got the Band-Aid on, so I'm okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, Forest Hanks. Oh, yeah, nice. EDC round table, Forest Hanks. Love it. Very, very deep carry. So, yes, indeed. And it carries very, very well. So the overall, well, we kind of already talked about one of the little issues. You know, it is a low profile flipper. You can fail it if you want to. That's basically how I'm going to put it. If you don't want to, you just flip the knife. It's going to come open on you every time and not worry about it. But it feels very, very good in hand. Now, I will tell you the one thing, pardon me, the one thing about this one is when I grip it, I feel this pocket clip sliding. Now, it's not sliding up here. It's not moving up here. It's moving down here. That's sliding back and forth on that micarta, which at first I was like, okay. And it does it almost every time because this portion does stick up. I feel it. If I grip down really tight, it's definitely there. I'm not calling it a hot spot. I'm not. But I catch enough of it that it makes that pocket clip slide on me, which is, it's kind of an odd feeling. You know, it's like, hey, okay. And it makes me readjust every time I grab it for the most part. I know it's there. I know it's going to do it. It's just kind of, it just happens. You know, it's just kind of reflex. Other than that, other than those two minor things, the failing it if you want to, and that clip kind of sliding around if you grab it just right. Other than that, I'm really digging this knife. I like the profile. Well, and the holes in the handle. Aesthetically, I just wish those weren't there. If those weren't there, I'd be all over this knife. even with the two little minor nitpicks that I have with it, because it's straight line, it's drop point, it's everything I like in a knife with the exception of the holes. And are the holes a big deal? No, they're not. It doesn't affect, I mean, it actually gives you a little bit weight relief. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't get a weight. It gives you weight relief. Good reminder. Let's see what it weighs. All right, what do we got? So we're starting off in grams. 110 or 3.9 ounces. So it carries great. It's a good weight. I like everything about it. The two nitpicks and the aesthetics of the holes are what I kind of, I don't know, nitpick about. Yeah. Other than that, I really do like the knife. It's got a great feel in hand. It's got a great, I love the overall, just the overall outline of the knife. I like all of it, you know. And let's see, I forgot to tell you, what's it run? 95.99. That Nitro V steel. Yeah, that's going to pump it up there a little bit. But great steel. My experience with Nitro V has been very good. I've been able to sharpen it pretty well. And it keeps an edge pretty darn well also. So, you know, like I said, a couple of minor nitpicks with it. Aesthetically, yeah, okay. But I really do like the outline. You know, if this was just like, just micarta, give me micarta. Great. Other than that, am I calling it a bad knife? No, not even remotely. Not even remotely. It's personal choice. It's personal, you know, taste that's kind of turning me away from it. It's a good knife. It's going to work for you. It's going to do everything you want it to do. And yeah, it's got a good blade steel. Micarta, I'm in. Deep carry, yep. Yeah, that's what it's got. Those are the pros. Those are the cons of the Banneret. Now, like I did mention, this is the December affiliation knife through Blue Creek Knives. So guys, leave that comment. It could end up winning, well, it will end up winning somebody a knife. You know, leave that comment. Tell me what you think. Am I being too harsh with my nitpicks? I mean, somebody usually always tells me that anyway, but you know, and it's nothing bad. It's just my preference. So if it's my preference, it's kind of hard to be wrong. So, you know, that's kind of the way I look at it. But leave that comment, guys. It just might win you a knife this time. So thanks a lot, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Like I said, leave that comment. Just might win you a Civivi Banneret. As always, guys, thank you so very much. I'll talk to you later.